That shit got me so hot, my nigga. So hot. Like, yo, I do not play when it comes to my child. Don't play with me. But it's like, it's a whack feeling when your kid don't, not even trying to you and try to call somebody else mommy. Watch. I'm not even gonna touch y'all because everybody wanna be suing people. I'ma spit at y'all motherfucker like this. Like that. The fuck? Don't play when it comes to my kid.
Cardi B wasn't bluffing when she said she had receipts. The long-rumored footage of her incident with Nicki Minaj has finally hit the internet, and it's even wilder than fans expected. In this breakdown, we're diving deep into every second of that clip and how it connects to one of the biggest rap showdowns of 2025, the Cardi versus Nicki explosion. Let's be honest, this feud has never been low-key, but 2025, it blew up into pure chaos. Forget subliminal tweets or hidden bars. This was full-on war, leaked calls, deleted diss tracks, fans turning detectives, and both rappers' families getting dragged into it like never before. Husbands mocked, kids mentioned, and stans from both sides losing their minds online. The internet hasn't seen a meltdown like this since the Drake and Kanye days. The drama started boiling again right when Cardi dropped her long-awaited second album, Am I the Drama, in late September 2025. The timing couldn't have been more explosive. Just days after the release, an old phone call from July 2024 suddenly leaked online, and it was heated. In the clip, Cardi was going off with pure Bronx energy, her voice sharp and furious, threatening to pull up on Ice Spice during her Y2K promo shoot at the Empire State Building. Fans immediately went wild. Some said it proved Cardi's always ready to stand on business, while others claimed it showed she still hasn't moved past her beefs. You can hear her straight up saying, "I'ma beat her ass. I'ma knock her the F*** out. You think I'm lying? I'll beat you the F*** up." Raw threat energy, no filter. The way she spits those lines makes it sound like this wasn't just talk. It felt urgent and personal, like a Bronx blast meant to scare somebody real quick. And it didn't stop at Ice. In that same call, Cardi shaded Lad, called someone weak, and even threw shots at Megan Thee Stallion too. It comes off like Cardi saw the new wave of female rappers rising and felt cornered, and she snapped in that moment. You can almost hear the anxiety under the anger. The timing made people suspicious. The leak dropped literally one day after Am I the Drama hit the charts, and it looked like someone wanted to ruin her victory lap. Fans smelled sabotage and conspiracy, and the whole internet lit up with takes and receipts flying everywhere. Cardi tried to downplay it, saying, "You run with anything." They ran with that clip like it just happened yesterday. The internet had no chill. Reposts, memes, and Cardi caught again headlines flooded every feed within hours. And Nicki Minaj? Oh, she wasn't about to sit back and sip tea quietly. She came swinging. Nicki hit X with a storm of cryptic bars that looked straight like diss verses before she wiped them clean. But of course, fans move faster than delete buttons. The screenshots were everywhere. One post read, "Falling off the charts with a big belly eye running trains. Barefoot, still smelly eyes. Still you could not outsell me." Another shot fired said, "Surgery to look like me." That was Nicki in full queen mode. No holding back, no filters, just pure venom disguised as poetry. Then she really stirred the pot writing Barney B, Rico fraud, and perjury. That one had the internet gasping. Everyone knew she was mocking Cardi's surgeries, her numbers, and even hinting at those courtroom rumors. Nicki went straight for the jugular. Fans started tweeting that she was gearing up to drop a full-blown diss track. And for a moment, it looked like hip-hop was about to get another historic showdown. But before things could explode, Nicki wiped the tweets clean. Too late though, the screenshots had already gone viral.
There is an album, so you talking about no album with what? Y'all don't even want me to drop that album because y'all gonna be crying. Because I'ma outsell. I'ma have hits. I'ma be on top. That's a fact. Y'all better, y'all never watch the Freddie Odd Parents when they say you gotta be careful what you wish for because what you be wishing for is not what you're gonna want.
Cardi wasn't staying quiet either. She hopped on X and fired right back, calling Nicki Cocaine Barbie and clowning her obsession with her. Cardi wasn't holding back at all. She clapped back hard, saying, "Damn, she was streaming Magnet hard as hell, huh? You must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet." Pure confidence and straight fire. She didn't just stop there either. Cardi went right for Nicki's legacy, dragging her age and career in front of millions. She said, "You've been in the game like 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers like Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake. I was in high school when you came out. WTF, you comparing yourself to me for? That line hit the internet like a grenade. Fans lost it instantly. But this round of their feud, it wasn't just messy, it got dark. What started as a lyrical clash turned into one of the nastiest personal showdowns hip-hop had ever seen. Family, motherhood, and fertility, nothing was off limits this time. Nicki threw shade at Cardi's parenting with a few suspicious likes on shady posts, and suddenly rumors started spreading from Barb corners about Cardi's kids being on the spectrum. It was cruel and unnecessary, and the internet caught fire over it. Cardi came right back swinging, firing off accusations about Nicki's alleged fertility struggles, and even throwing in hints that it might have been drug-related, something fans instantly labeled below the belt. By this point, people started saying it wasn't about music anymore. It was straight-up character assassination. These two weren't fighting for crowns. They were tearing each other apart piece by piece in public. And once the flames reignited, the entire rap game seemed to jump in like it was open mic night for chaos. JT from City Girls slid into the mix, shading Cardi's album sales on X with, "Lol, that hoe ugly and mad, she knows she lied." And guess what? Nicki reposted it almost instantly, adding more fuel to the inferno. Then Saucy Santana popped up, claiming Nicki personally texted Young Miami to join the drama, basically calling Cardi a liar in front of everyone. Ice Spice kept it playful but shady. She dropped a few laughing emojis on X, and that was all it took. Fans instantly accused her of being Nicki's puppet, and things got messy fast. Cardi's sister, Hennessy Carolina, wasn't having any of it. She jumped into the fire, defending Cardi nonstop and dragging Nicki in multiple posts like a one-woman army. It was pure chaos on every timeline. Even the big names in hip-hop tried stepping in. 50 Cent told Complex, "This isn't going to end well. Hope the girls stop fighting before things escalate." Waka Flocka Flame chimed in too, calling the whole feud corny and telling both of them to grow up and boss up. But instead of cooling things down, every comment just made the flames rise higher. Suddenly, it wasn't just Nicki versus Cardi anymore. It felt like the entire culture had picked a side. Barbs flooded Cardi's pages with snake emojis, offset memes, and endless clown gifs. Cardi's fans, her gang, hit right back, launching Grandma Minaj trends and nonstop posts about Kenneth Petty's legal past. People were even sharing screenshots of threats they'd gotten from rival fans. It stopped being fan drama and started looking like digital trench warfare. And here's where it got real. This feud wasn't just for laughs or clicks anymore. It had serious fallout behind the scenes. Cardi's brand image started taking hits fast. Word spread that some fashion houses quietly backed out of upcoming campaigns, scared of being dragged into the chaos. Her PR team was reportedly working overtime trying to do damage control, but the headlines wouldn't stop. Nicki wasn't untouched either. Every time she reignited the feud, her own reputation took a blow. Her husband's legal case got dragged back into the spotlight every time she tweeted something shady, overshadowing her music and fresh releases. Even the streaming giants weren't safe. Fans began accusing Spotify and Apple Music of taking sides, claiming playlist placements were rigged to favor one over the other. The conspiracy theories went wild, with people breaking down chart patterns like detectives on a mission. Cardi never flat out confirmed that's what she meant, but the timing said everything. Fans instantly connected her comments to those fertility accusations, like she was hinting that Nicki couldn't have more kids because of substance issues. It was a brutal implication and people knew it. Nicki didn't respond directly, but her fan base, the Barbs, went into full defense mode. They flooded X and Instagram, saying Cardi was out here slandering a black woman with baseless drug lies. The internet turned into a battlefield of think pieces, reaction videos, and messy spaces debates overnight. Then things got even worse when that leaked Cardi audio dissing Latto resurfaced. It reopened a wound everyone thought had healed. Remember, back in 2022, Latto and Nicki had that public fallout after Latto called Nicki a bully over Grammy submissions. So when Barbs heard Cardi in that old call calling Latto weak, they pounced immediately, accusing Cardi of being two-faced. They said she pretends to uplift female rappers but secretly tears them down behind the scenes. Latto stayed quiet in 2025. She didn't say a word publicly. But her fans, they went off. They dragged Cardi all over social media, turning what started as a two-woman feud into a full-on three-way mess. The fan wars were wild. Timelines were chaos, and everyone had receipts to prove their point. Meanwhile, Hennessy Carolina, Cardi's younger sister, went all in. She wasn't holding back, posting, "Y'all not gonna keep talking slick about my sister like she ain't the one putting Bronx on the map." She didn't stop there. Hennessy called Nicki's fans obsessed weirdos and even hinted that Nicki pays blogs to post negative stories about Cardi. Whether that's true or not, those posts went viral in minutes, racking up thousands of likes and giving the Barty gang a major morale boost. Then came the twist nobody expected. Charlamagne the God stepped into the mess. On The Breakfast Club, he crowned Nicki Donkey of the Day, saying she was acting out of unhealed trauma. That sent the Barbs into meltdown mode. They bombarded The Breakfast Club's socials, calling Charlamagne washed, bitter, and jealous of Nicki's longevity. Clips started resurfacing from Nicki's 2018 Queen Radio episode, showing her shading Charlamagne long before this latest drama, proof that their tension had deep roots. Fans turned into full-blown detectives overnight, dissecting every word, every post, and every screenshot like it was evidence in court. The Barbs began digging through old Cardi interviews, clowning her for admitting she'd had surgery after giving birth, all to back up Nicki's infamous line, "Surgery to look like me." They were ruthless with the memes and side-by-side comparisons. But the Barty gang came locked and loaded too. They hit back with receipts on Nicki's husband's probation conditions, dropping actual court documents across social media like they were leaking classified files. At that point, it wasn't just online banter anymore. It was surgery receipts versus case files. Every fan base had turned into its own investigative team, and the timelines were straight chaos. And you know who really won in all this? The blogs. The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, On-Site, and every gossip outlet in between were eating. Every new screenshot, every deleted tweet, every shady like got its own headline within minutes. They were posting constant updates, spinning narratives, and racking up millions of views off this feud. But the madness didn't stop in the US. It went global. UK outlets like The Guardian and The Independent started writing think pieces about the toxicity of female rap rivalries, framing it as a reflection of the music industry's double standards. Meanwhile, Spanish-language media hyped Cardi's Dominican heritage, calling her the underdog fighting the gatekeeper of the rap industry. Fans from all over, France, Brazil, Nigeria, were arguing in comment sections like they'd been there since day one. That's when it hit everyone. This wasn't just another celebrity spat. It had turned into an international event. Even people who didn't listen to hip-hop were following the story like it was a TV series. Every day came with new plot twists, betrayals, and leaks. But to really understand why 2025's feud blew up like an atomic bomb, you gotta rewind. This didn't start overnight. Cardi and Nicki didn't just wake up enemies. This mess has years of petty jabs, subtle shade, and full-blown misunderstanding stacked behind it. The tension had been simmering for a long time, and when it finally boiled over, the explosion was massive. By September 2017, Cardi B made history. She became the first solo female rapper since Lauryn Hill to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with Bodak Yellow. That was a massive deal. The Bronx had crowned a new star. Meanwhile, Nicki Minaj was already a decade deep into her empire. Multiple platinum albums, record-breaking features, and a reputation as the undisputed queen of rap. But with Cardi's rise shaking up the game, fans and the media started doing what they always do, pitting two women against each other. The two queens can't coexist narrative was born, and once that seed got planted, it never stopped growing. Everything came to a head when Cardi and Nicki ended up on the same Migos track, Motorsport. At first, everyone thought it was a historic collab, a real moment for unity in female rap. Two icons, one track, it sounded too good to be true. And well, it kinda was. When the video dropped, fans immediately noticed something off. Nicki and Cardi didn't appear in a single frame together. People swore it was intentional shade. Rumors exploded overnight. Did Nicki refuse to film with Cardi? Did Cardi change her verse to outshine Nicki? Then Cardi did interviews hinting that Nicki switched her verse at the last minute, saying things didn't go the way she expected. That's when Nicki hopped on Beats One Radio and broke down crying. She said she felt hurt that Cardi didn't show her proper respect and claimed, "With Motorsport, I kind of felt ambushed." The emotion in her voice made it clear something was already broken behind the scenes. From there, both sides tried to play it cool in public. Every interview ended with, "There's no beef," but fans weren't buying it. Not for a second. The tension was too thick, and every lyric, every like, every outfit started getting analyzed like a clue. By 2018, the subliminals were flying like bullets. fans dissected Nicki's songs for hidden Cardi disses. Every bar was decoded, every caption was a theory. Cardi fired back with cryptic rants and random posts that everyone swore were aimed at Nicki. The fan pages went crazy. They were posting comparison threads, lyric breakdowns, and side-by-sides like it was a rap investigation. And then came the MTV VMAs. Nicki performed Barbie Dreams, and when she rapped the line about Quavo still in the whip with Cardi, fans lost it. They took it as a full-blown shot. Meanwhile, Cardi's post defending herself only poured gasoline on the fire. Every word was twisted, every expression was proof of beef. Even when neither woman said the other's name, their fan bases treated every move like a declaration of war. But all that online smoke turned into real fire on September 7th, 2018, the night of the now infamous Harper's Bazaar Icons party during New York Fashion Week. That's when everything exploded. According to multiple reports, Cardi B confronted Nicki Minaj, furious over rumors that Nicki had been liking shady posts about her parenting. Voices were raised, cameras were rolling, and then chaos. Cardi allegedly hurled a red shoe across the room toward Nicki's team. Seconds later, she was escorted out barefoot, her dress torn, and a giant knot on her forehead. The photos? They went viral in minutes. Witnesses claim Nicki's longtime friend Ra Ali had swung on Cardi during the fight. After the Fashion Week brawl, things didn't calm down. They got strategic. On Queen Radio, Nicki came swinging. She accused Cardi's label, Atlantic Records, of using payola, paying radio stations to boost Cardi's songs while blackballing her own. Nicki snapped, "So how could I be using payola on something that endorses you?" Cardi fired right back, calling Nicki bitter and insisting she'd earned every success organically. Then the feud turned into a full-blown receipts war. Nicki started dropping text messages and private DMs, claiming they proved Cardi had twisted the truth about motorsport. She even shared her messages with Quavo to show she hadn't changed her verse to sabotage anyone. Cardi matched the energy, posting her own receipts, contracts, phone screenshots, even messages with Offset. She accused Nicki of trying to stop her bags. It felt less like a rap feud and more like a courtroom drama. Every week, new screenshots, voice notes, and timelines hit the internet. Fans became detectives, analyzing evidence like it was the JFK files. The tension bled into the music, too. In Nicki's Hard White video, a broken Cardi-like doll had fans screaming shade. Meanwhile, Cardi started linking up with artists Nicki had fallen out with, like Megan Thee Stallion, drawing her battle lines in plain sight. Every lyric became a code. Nicki rapped, "The QB, the QB, the QB" in Barbie Dreams. Cardi countered with, "I ain't fighting for attention. Competition ain't none when you're winning. Less direct punches, more silent moves," but underneath it all, everyone knew this wasn't peace, it was a pause. A feud quietly simmering, waiting for the next spark. What's ironic is that before all the chaos, Cardi actually used to give Nicki her flowers. In old interviews from 2016, you can hear the admiration clearly. When you pull up all my videos, you'll see I always show her respect, and she's somebody I've listened to since high school. Back then, Cardi called Nicki one of her inspirations. But once Bodak Yellow blew up, the internet did what it always does, twisted admiration into rivalry. Fans began posting side-by-side clips of Cardi praising Nicki, then later defending herself against Nicki's alleged shade. To some, it looked like a switch-up, but the truth was probably messier. The media kept forcing the two queens can't coexist narrative, and every interview only added more fuel. Whenever Cardi was asked about Nicki, she gave careful, PR-friendly answers. "I don't got no problem with her. People just want to make it something." Nicki, meanwhile, hinted at lingering hurt. On Beats One Radio, she said, "The only thing with Cardi that really hurt my feelings was the motorsport situation." She painted herself as the veteran disrespected by a newcomer she once co-signed, and that line stuck. Then came 2019, the year Cardi made history. She won the Grammy for Best Rap Album, becoming the first solo female rapper ever to do it. Barbs flooded the timeline, calling it proof that Nicki had been robbed in past years. Cardi's fans saw it differently, proof that she'd earned her place in history. Cardi celebrated proudly, saying, "I worked hard for this." That Grammy wasn't just an award, it was a new battle line. For Barbs, it symbolized favoritism. For Barda Gang, validation. And from that moment, the Cold War began. Nicki's 2021 verse, "These oohs thirsty. I can see why they alcoholics," had Barbs convinced she was aiming straight at Cardi, a not-so-subtle jab at the Bronx rapper's wild party image. Meanwhile, Cardi's Up dropped the line. Big bags busting out the Bentley Bentayga. Fans couldn't resist connecting it to Nicki's obsession with big bags talk in her raps. Neither woman admitted anything, but with their history, every lyric felt like a bullet. Even though Queen Radio had started back in 2018, Nicki revived it briefly during this era. And every time she went live, fans tuned in like it was a heavyweight match. She never said Cardi's name outright, but the shade was heavy. Little digs about Paola princesses and girls who need ghostwriters were enough to keep her trending for days. Cardi never clapped back on radio. She didn't have to. Her fans did the work. Bardigan clipped Nicki's quotes and flooded TikTok and Twitter with them, turning every soundbite into viral proof that Nicki was still pressed. By 2022, the feud had moved beyond the timeline. It was baked into the algorithms. Barb's organized mass streaming parties, boosting Nicki's numbers on Spotify and YouTube. Bardigan fought back by mass reporting Nicki's videos, accusing them of policy violations. Even casual listeners started noticing. Both fan bases were gaming the system, fighting invisible wars with clicks, likes, and streams. Then came one of the biggest subplots of the Cold War, Cardi's rocky relationship with the city girls. In late 2022, JT and Cardi clashed on Twitter over streaming numbers and industry favoritism. Nicki wasted no time picking a side. She supported JT publicly, even hopping on a track with her soon after. It sent a clear message. Nicki was embracing the next generation, as long as they weren't Team Cardi. That alliance helped reshape her image. Nicki, the mentor to young rappers like Ice Spice, JT, and Akbar V, while Cardi was painted as the outsider who couldn't keep allies. Fans immediately tied this to Cardi, even though she had nothing to do with it, accusing her of benefiting from industry favoritism. Cardi, on the other hand, didn't even drop an album during those years, yet she stayed charting with singles and features. That gave her ammo to say she was winning without trying. Meanwhile, Barb's claimed Billboard was boosting Cardi with bundles and discounts, echoing Nicki's old payola accusations. Both fan bases became obsessed with numbers. Who had more number? 1S, longer runs, higher peaks. Nicki's Super Freaky Girl, debuting at number 1 in 2022, was treated by Barb's as her official comeback. Cardi's Upgoing number 1 in 2021 gave Bardigan their bragging rights. Fans even made infographics comparing chart stats like it was a boxing match. Total Hot 100 entries, streaming peaks, weeks at number 1, turning music data into battle ammunition. Throughout 2021 to 2023, Nicki's fans pushed the narrative that Cardi didn't write her own bars. They dug up old interviews where she admitted co-writing hooks with producers as proof. Cardi fired back on Twitter. "I make money, I make hits, and I make history. Y'all worried about credits more than the charts." Still, the ghostwriting label stuck, and Nicki leaned into it, dropping subliminals about girls who need a team for every verse. When Cardi skipped the 2023 Grammys, fans speculated it was because she didn't want to be in the same room as Nicki. Blogs ran wild with the rumor. Cardi later said it was for personal reasons, but by then the story had stuck. Even showing up at the same event was seen as impossible. From 2021 to 2024, forums like Lipstick Alley and pop culture chat rooms basically became war rooms for the feud. Every like, every retweet, every lyric decoded like CIA files. Threads with thousands of comments debated if Cardi's press video mocked Nicki's court drama or if Nicki's outfits were copying Cardi's style. The feud had become its own reality show, messy, addictive, and global. What made this era different was how both rappers mastered silence. No rants, no lives, just cryptic emojis, petty likes, and calculated posts. To outsiders, it looked like peace. To fans, it was psychological warfare. By the time 2024 wrapped, both sides had dug trenches. Nicki had Ice Spice, JT, and the new wave riding with her. Cardi had Megan, on and off, Glorilla, and her unshakable Bardigan. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And check out one of the videos on your screen for more celebrity breakdowns and untold stories.